Hello, everyone. We're still in Las Vegas, totally immersed in the heart of the World Series of Poker. This is the first time that your favorite series has explored the main event, and it has been well worth the wait because Adrian Mateos has been spoiling us for the last 4 days. Our hero is revealing the secrets of his strategy in real time, all whilst delivering one of the most impressive performances of his career, which makes for a rather magnificent show. Only 464 players remain out of the 10,000 who started. Our hero starts this 5th day with a colossal stack of 4.5 million chips, or 180 blinds. That's good for 2nd place in the overall ranking. Today, the spotlight is on Adrian. He will continue his performance filmed by the cameras at the TV table. Come on, Adrian. You're on your way to new heights.
New day. Day 5. We're getting closer to the important days. Today is one of them. Lots of excitement about the idea of playing today. Even though I play poker practically every day, today is a special day.
La gente te escribe como si estuviese ganado el torneo ya.
Ya quedan 500, chaval. Un montón de mensajes y si no lo gano va a ser un desastre. No sé, quedan 30 gotas, ya lo entiendo, pero quedando 500, tío.
Me quedan 30, sí es normal.
No hay que ganar botes ni nada.
Me gana mucho esto. Ayer te acuerdas que te pregunté ¿cuántos pasan hoy? Me dijiste 800.
No, mucho menos, sí. No
Mitad,
tenía ni idea.
450.
Porque empezamos 1500 y entre 4. Entonces si hoy entre 4 otra
Hoy
vez,
pasarán...
150, sí.
¿Tú crees? Sí, puede ser.
Sí, bueno, 130 igual.
Sí. Se juega 25, 30, 40, 50 y 60.
Pues sí.
O sea, mañana empieza el día en 80. Será la media 50 ciega.
4 millones.
Son
entre
4
4.
millones. Entre 4. Sí.
120 o 130.
Sí, pasará eso. Bueno, ya ahí. Se me ha olvidado la petaca, tú. Se me había olvidado que llevaba el cacharro ese.
Ah, ¿lo tienes? ¿Así
Sí.
se te cae o qué?
No tengo.
Bueno,
Empieza el show.
es un calor aquí, me lloran los ojos siempre andando por aquí, tío. Un desfase. La gente va con la maleta porque no pensaban durar tanto.
Hay mucha gente que se va ya, ¿eh?
Claro, porque tienen el vuelo cogido para el día 5 tal y avanzan y dicen, bueno, a ver si aguanto un día más.
Ready for this day 5.
Let's go.
Vamos.
It looks like they've put me at the TV table to start the day.
Hello, good morning.
They're still following you, buddy.
Yeah, good morning.
You tired of all the cameras yet, Adrian?
Used to it now.
The final cable, they said.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Morning? Still morning?
Still morning, yeah.
For now, for a few minutes.
Oh.
How you doing?
Hello, how are
Gotta
you?
confirm everything here is right.
Yeah, it's alright.
Awesome, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, the two of you may open.
Playing at the TV table has its pros and cons. The good thing is that I'm definitely going to be more used to playing on TV than my opponents. I've played on there a lot of hours. The main problem is that people play slower and fewer hands are played. That's not great. The cameras have been following me for 5 days, so the fact that there's one more camera isn't going to affect me much.
Never heard of him.
Hello, how are you? Good, thank
This
you.
guy's gonna make something in the poker world. At
You
some
think?
point.
Maybe
Yeah,
his first-
probably. He's got good potential.
Hopefully an up and comer, right?
Newcomer.
We'll see. We'll see. Good luck.
Thank you.
C4.
Yeah, that,
All right. Let me know if you need anything. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Steph.
Slept good.
We'll be all good then.
You slept well.
Slept well. Look like good table, so let's see.
Good. Yeah, I was kind of guessing this was gonna be a eat-your table action.
Yeah, because yesterday I didn't play, so I was thinking today was the day.
All right. Well, you know the drills. You've been here.
Thank you, Steph.
Good luck.
where'd you play?
I don't really play. Not really.
Would you like the USA brand or your birthday?
Answering friends a bit, checking social media a bit so I don't look at my phone once I start playing.
What do you consider your profession?
I don't know. But I'm right here.
I don't really know my opponents. I did some online research, their names, which stakes they usually play at, to get a small idea on them by looking them up. But still, each one has a style that I'll have to figure out little by little today.
Just turn around. Flashed.
Don't-
3 diamonds exposed. 3 diamonds for
The 3 of diamonds was exposed during the deal.
raise.
This must be taken into account, especially if the flop connects to the 3 of diamonds. The player in the small blind is a player who has a lot of chips just like me. We are among the biggest stacks in the tournament. The big blind is thinking. And folds. People play much slower at the TV table. We like to put on a bit of a show.
Raise 50.
Button, ace 2 suited. It's a hand I can 3-bet or call with. I decide to call this time.
Call.
The small blind joins in.
Chipping, please.
The big blind folds and we find ourselves in a 3-way pot.
3 players. Check.
Backdoor straight and flush draw. A flop, not too good for my hand. If he bets, I think I have to fold. It depends on the size of his bet. When they both check, my hand is a candidate for bluffing. although it's not that clear. Three-way. Still, I think it's profitable to bet.
65.
Check raise from the small blind on this board. This check raise is pretty strong. A pretty clear fold with my hand.
Here's your cards, please.
It's one of the worst hands I'm betting the flop with, and against a check raise from the small blind in a three-way pot, it's an easy fold. I open Queen Jack. This player seems to be playing very slowly. I don't like it at all when people play that slowly, especially on such easy decisions. I don't understand it. He checks and I bait 1/4. It's really frustrating to play against such a slow player. I understand taking time for tough decisions, but to defend his blind or check call here, I don't think it requires that much thought. My hand here on this turn, I'm going to adopt a strategy of checks or of big bets, including overbets. It's a very clear check with my hand. And on the river, I'm gonna have to make a decision. If my opponent bets, I have a hand that beats bluffs unless he bets very small. In that case, I can beat some value hands with a worse jack. But if he bets big, I'll only win against bluffs. We'll see what he does. He checks, and here, my hand is close between value betting or not. He should be betting most of his ace-x on the flop, on the river. But it's true that in the main event, I expect people to check more ace-x than they should on the river. Therefore, there aren't that many worse hands that would call me, but some aces hands could call that decided not to bait on the river. Such as this ace-3. For me, it's much better, on his part, to value bet the river quite frequently with that hand. Fortunately, I avoid a tough situation and a bet most of the time. I decide to call from the small blind. And he makes a pretty big raise for this spot to 5 blinds. However, my hand is very strong and I have to keep calling. It's true that with this bet, I have to play tighter, but Queen Jack off is strong enough in this spot. The flop goes check check. The turn is a 6. I have several options with my hand. Checking or betting, practically any bet below pot is fine. That will depend on how I perceive my opponent's checking range on the flop. I decide to bet 25% of the pot, 1/4. Is he grabbing chips to raise? This raise is very strange. Very small. I don't see much sense in this raise. I don't know what he has. He's representing a King X, but most kings would bet on the flop. Plus, he's using a very small raise sizing, and I think if he had the king, he'd make it bigger. I don't know what he has, honestly. I don't know, maybe he has a hand he wants to get the showdown with. It's common in these tournaments to make small raises in order to check the river. For my hand, it's a clear call. River Queen. I don't think he has the king. It's a card that favors my range more. He shouldn't raise that many Queen X. Honestly, I think he almost never has the king. I put him on ace high, sometimes jack jack, 10-10, something like that. I think I'm going to value bet here. I'm going to donk bet. It's counterintuitive, but I don't think he has bluffs on the river in this sequence. I do have bluffs. I have diamond draws that missed some 6x that now don't have any more value. Such as 7-6, 8-6, where I'm now left with 7 high, 8 high, or 6-5. I donk bait small, 1/4 of the pot, no need to make it more. It's a card that favors my range, and betting small seems good to me. If he raises me again, it's going to get complicated, but I still believe he doesn't have the king. It's a very strange sequence to have the king here. I think I have the best hand very often. I can clearly see him hesitating. He's not sure what to do. Let's hope he calls. If he calls, I'll win almost every time. Sometimes I'll split, but rarely, to be honest. I'm not expecting a lot of queens to play this way either. He has a lot of average hands on the turn. He's thinking a lot on this river. It's a very rare spot. He should bet the flop quite often, and on the turn, he made a very small raise, which isn't very standard either. My donk bet on the river isn't common either. It's a very strange hand. Yeah, I do understand him taking his time. It's a tough decision. He decides to fold. Bad news. .380 players remain in contention. Ace Queen. Cut off against UTG +2 with 30 blinds. I like calling here. We can also 3-bet from time to time, but calling is perfectly valid. The big blind joins in as well. Let's see what the initial raiser decides to do. He checks, and I decide to check back. Double check again. I'm gonna try to get my ace queen to showdown. The river is a 6. The big blind bets. He's the one with the most hands in this sequence, the most pairs. I have a bluff catcher, which, depending on how I estimate his bluffing frequency, could be a call if this other player folds. With him calling, I now have a clear fold. Pocket 3, set on the turn. He played it quite tricky. Open from the hijack. Wow, amazing. King's on the button. The only player who got me covered at the table opened. We're two of the biggest stacks in the tournament. I have a very clear 3-bet with this hand. Big sizing. We're playing very deep, and my entire 3-betting range is going to make it big. He's a professional player. I have little information on him. Let's see if he calls. That would be a good sign. He grabs chips. He's going to 4-bet. He 4-bets big, but it's standard this deep. You can tell he knows well which sizings to use. The problem is that we're playing 180 blinds. That's a lot of blinds to go all in here with kings. I think his 4-betting range is going to be pretty strong, and I win more money by calling than by making a 5-bet. I'd rather call. Let's see how the hand develops afterwards. Queen 4-2. It's a good flop for my hand. I don't think he has queen-queen in his 4-betting range very often. I think he's gonna call. I do have queens in my calling range. His most obvious value hands are aces and kings, but I'm blocking those. For the polarized bluffing part, one of the hands he could have 4-bet is ace-queen off. Although that hand oftentimes is just going to call the 3-bet. He bets 1/3, which is a pretty big sizing for a 4-bet pot. It's on the bigger side, but it's not that big either. It's relatively standard, I have to call. Even though I feel him confident, I feel him very confident. Something doesn't feel quite right, but oh well. I have a clear call. I'm still beating value hands. He could have ace-queen, he could sometimes have ace-king, although it's not often the case. And a few bluffs. My range is already strong when I call here. The turn is a 10. I can also have pocket 10 in my range, which would play the same way. My range is quite narrow since it's a 4-bet pot. Let's see what my opponent does. The SPR is about 1.5. It's a huge pot at this point in the tournament. A check would be really nice. If he grabs chips, honestly, it's not good at all. He's grabbing chips. Very big bet, 1.3 million. This is not good at all. I have better hands in my range to call with, let's think. Aces, I might have sometimes. Queens, I always have. Tens, almost always. Jacks would be a clear fold, ace-king. Sometimes I'll have to call, but if I think he doesn't 4-bet much, it's a fold.
How much is it? 1.3?
And king-king is the hand I'm supposed to call with theoretically. It's a clear call theoretically, but honestly, I don't think he has a lot of bluffs. The problem is, ace-5 suited, it's a hand people can use. It's a hand he can barrel with. But even so, he seems very confident. I think he has aces. My read, both pre-flop and with the confidence he's displaying, is that he has aces. The thing is that if I'm wrong, it's going to be a very expensive mistake. On the other hand, theoretically, I know it's a clear call. Very, very clear. I can't fold this hand on the turn. It would be too exploitative. He could exploit me a lot if he knows I'm doing this, but obviously it's the main event, he won't know. He's a player I've barely played with, and I think I need to trust my read more. I came to this tournament with a lot of confidence in my game and in my reads. If If I call here on the river, I'm going to have a tough decision too. I don't know how he's going to play his bluffs, if he'll continue them or not. And calling here represents a very high percentage of my stack. Plus, he used a big sizing. It fits well that he'd have aces. I fold. I'm gonna trust my read. I'm not sure, but...
Bluff?
I ask him this question to see if I can get any information. The good thing is that I'm at the TV table and I'll find out what he had. This hand has left me a bit shaken, but I'm happy with my reasoning. I came to this tournament with the intention of trusting my reads, and that's what I did. The first break of the day comes at the right time. I'm a bit perturbed about that hand, thinking about it to figure out what was the correct decision, but I won't figure it out until later, when it will be shown on the stream.
Sorry?
I'm from German Sports Television. Can we do a cricket?
Yeah, sure.
When is good for you?
Any break? No? How long do you need?
I need to call the cameraman to come over, but we could do it before the level starts. Maybe.
Okay, yeah.
It's just like 2 weeks.
2 minutes? Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Okay, you're good now? Okay,
Are we coming to the same table?
Yes.
Okay. Amigo, acabo de hacer el fold más heavy de que he hecho en mucho tiempo. O está muy bien o está muy mal. Es la peor mano del main. Pagué el forward con reyes contra el otro deep, 180 ciegas, high button. Sí, creo que sí. Y cayó dama 4-2, me hizo CB tercio, pagué, tour 10, second barrel, me tiré reyes.
Second barrel. ¿Lo tiraste ahí?
¿Eh? Me tiré al tour.
Un ataque muy bueno.
Puede ser fatal o genial.
Open 3 forward. ¿Vos estabas?
Y yo
¿Y
ya
P, no?
sabía. y-
High button.
¿Por si P? ¿Y la otra qué es?
¿Eh?
¿Call una más no te gusta?
No, prefiero hacer river. Hice...
No, no, call una más, digo.
Al tour, al tour. Es que el problema es que al river tengo un spot muy jodido. O sea, el river es una broma igual. Y los faroles no sé si van a continuarlos o no, no sé cuántos faroles tiene. O sea, lo que pasa es que son 180 ciegas pre-flop que no sé si me va a formeter al rey. Yo creo que no. Por eso me tiro.
Y a X, ¿no?
Algunas X.
Abre F de turno.
Hay fado a flop. Pero no lo sé si van a tener pelota de jugar OP, 180
Igual ahora
ciegas.
déjala ir. Sí.
Tibiteo. Con ases es fácil hacerlo, lo de farol no es tan fácil.
Lo vamos a esperar en 30 minutos, ¿no? ¿Table encima? No, le pago sí o sí. Le pago sí o sí, te quiere lujear porque sos Adrián Mateo. Capaz que no, te tiene miedo. ¿Cómo era el perfil del jugador?
Jugaba, no tiene no tiene muchos cases.
¿Vos cómo lo ves? ¿Se viste prolijo?
Suelto, pero tampoco, no sé, tengo poca info, joven, pero no lo sé.
Pinta que...
Pero nunca he jugado a estos torneos. Inglés. Inglés.
¿Inglés?
Es dura, tío.
En Table creo que le pago tú. Pero puede haber sido un excelente fold, ¿eh? Creo que damas.
¿Vas al tour y te tiras al river? No, no tiene nada.
¿No?
Él, no creo. No creo que me folete. El problema es que no creo que me folete ni a rey ni a nada más.
Entonces le pago turn y tiro bien.
Foldea al river, puede ser. Pero igual el river ya continúa, los blues, no lo sé. Va a costar, sí.
Ahí está, ¿eh? O dame la trivialidad, le pagas el forward, le pagás y luego se va a lujar ahí.
Igual te lo pagan el tour. Que lo que no me ha molado son los sizing, los ha hecho muy grandes. Un tercio al flop es muy grande para hacer de spot.
Encima, o sea, él si tuviera, ya sé que lo bloqueamos, pero si tuviera rey dama, que puede ser una mano de forward ahí, te hace 2 barras, ¿no?
Pero no tan grandes.
Te hizo 75 al turno.
Me ha hecho 425 de CB en bote de 1.3 y al tour 1,3 millones en bote de 2. es un ostión.
¿Tenés el rey del palo?
Y yo tengo 3,5, no.
Le pauso, sí.
Sí, no,
No
sí.
sé si está bien, pero le
Que
pauso.
tío es call, pero no sé. O sea, obviamente es
Es un animal y sabe mucho más que yo.
No, es un
No
fold.
puedo discutir nada.
obviamente. Es un fold masivo. Pero no sé, seguí mi instinto.
Bueno, mira, capaz que hiciste el fold del año. Ahora
Puede ser la regada del año o el fold del año.
la tenés que dejar ir, eso seguro. Que la tenés que dejar ir seguro.
Sí, sí. Venga, va. Vamos a por ellos.
I'm still perturbed about that hand with kings. I'm not sure I followed my instinct. The good thing is, I'll have the answer in a moment. I told my friend Papo about it, at least to get it off my chest, to have another opinion. Although, well, these types of hands, I think we have to be at the table to make the right decision. There are many that can only be determined at the table. Oh no, I forgot.
Forgot. Sorry.
We have to do next break or dinner.
Yeah, the next break is 100%. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. Remember me.
In the beginning of the break, okay?
What?
I come at the beginning of the next break.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, it's better. Thank you.
When you're gonna say
I told the journalist I'd do an interview close to the end of the break, but I forgot. I was so focused on the hand and talking with Papo. That hand really perturbed me.
King, king, queen, queen, what do you have?
Queen, no.
King, jacks.
What?
6, queens. Right?
Ah, you can do.
Ace high.
You will see. What do you have? Ace high?
Ace high. Well, I was gonna bluff the river if it was a blank.
Yeah.
See you later.
You almost called.
Huh?
Almost called the river. You were thinking about calling the river, right?
Yeah, I was like
You were close, yeah.
70% call, 30%, 30% raise all in. Should all just tell each other. We're gonna go anyway.
No, sometimes they didn't put the hands. Yeah, because we are in the side table.
I think our hand will be shown at least.
I think yes, probably.
I think they'll show that one for sure.
I guess.
You have to see that one. I'm curious. Like which part?
Because sometimes they ask me for hands, someone in the table, I always tell, and then they didn't show up, so I said, fuck,
Yeah.
I shouldn't say.
Oh yeah.
60.
Raise.
All right, I'm trying to forget about the previous hand. Let's focus. I have a big stack. It's 100 blinds, and bam, aces. Good start. The other hand is behind us. The small blind calls. The big blind, a Spanish player, is thinking. He raises a lot and big. This is very good news for me. I think he's got good cards.
So 4 stacks of greens, right? Huh? 2.9. Okay, thanks.
He's also playing a lot of blinds. We're playing almost 100 blinds. He's another one of the big stacks in the tournament. I think he has a strong hand, so I'm going to 4-bet. I could just call to trap him, but I don't think he has enough bluffs here. I think it's better to 4-bet and try to cooler another strong hand and end up all in against another strong hand. It's a very good spot. Anyway, I'm going to 4-bet.
740.
740,000.
I hope he goes all in. It would be a huge pot. He's thinking. I hope he goes all in so that I catch him with a strong hand. All in, let's go. Huge pot.
And a call.
He has ace king, great. Pot of more than 6 million. This is a pot for the tournament's chip lead. More than 4 times the average. I'm a big favorite to win this hand. Winning this pot puts me in a very good position. Come on, let it hold. Good flop. Come on. The turn brings in a flush draw. Even so, over 80% of the time I'm going to win. Come on, one more card, it's important. No. Wow, that's brutal. Bad beat. Very brutal. A huge pot. Not much I could do. I think I played the hand well, but the result is very unfortunate. How a tournament can shift in 2 hands. That's poker. First, I make a fold that I'm not entirely sure about, and then I take this bad beat. I'm very short now. I'm still alive, but short stacked.
How much?
2,825,000.
2,000,009.
What a shame. But oh well, nothing to do. Let's try to recover.
25.
I'm going to try to play well. I still have a few blinds. This tournament is very long. We have to fight till the end. I still have about 340,000 chips left. We have to fight to defend them. When I started the tournament, I would have loved to have 400,000 chips on day 5, so even though it doesn't seem like much now, it's still an important stack. There's nothing I can do about what's already happened. I just have to keep going and try to play each hand as best as I can to maximize my chances of recovering. Papa is joining the table.
Foldeé bien la otra.
¿Sí?
Tenía ases.
¿Haces?
Por lo menos. El español. Arresute. Hace contra el resute. Me metió Butterfly. 10-9-8, una pica. ¿Qué?
¿Cuánto esperé?
Boté 6 millones.
¿Cuánto?
6 millones y pico. Me va a líder. ¿Eh?
Se fue que se ve, a ver.
100 ciegas. Les hizo squeeze, le hice forward y me sube. 100 ciegas, realmente. Voy a foldear la de Reyes.
Ahí, ¿dónde te agarras?
No, al de tu derecha. Tenías poca cosa. No se ha visto nada raro. El de mi izquierda parece jugar. El de mi izquierda hace cosas.
Pues entiendo el dos.
¿Mm?
Pues entiendo.
Ases contra Array Suites. Yo ases. 6 millones de bote.
¿Quién te ha ganado?
El otro español, Adrián. I fold good. I fold the kings. The guy half aces.
Oh, you've seen already?
Fold, yeah. I fold on the turn. I call the 4-bet with kings,
And this hand, what
and
happened?
I keep fold the second barrel.
What happened this?
Wow.
And this hand, you called this one?
Hmm?
This one you called?
No, I lead the river. I call the race, lead the river. Fold. Sick fold. Las dos que me prepararon. Ases, reyes en contra.
Happy about the fold with kings, my opponent had aces. And when I find out about it, it's obviously a relief because I wasn't sure about that hand. At least I made the right decisions.
I will be so fucking happy if I win the ace king, like 6 million, fold the kings. Will be fucking amazing. So
You full turn?
yeah,
Sick.
Oh,
Big
sick.
bet sizes or not?
60%.
Yeah, that's what I just told them.
I go with my instincts, like it's a pretty overfold, big fold, but I trust my instincts.
fold.
Yeah, he 4-bet, c-bet and second
How
barrel.
much is it?
1/3.
Big fold.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 56.
No, 1/3.
My friends are freaking out about the king's fold, but oh well, it worked out well. It's behind me now. The bad beat is behind me, and I need to focus on what I have to do. Now, I have 15 blinds that I'm going to try to defend in the best way possible. With 300,000 chips, the average is 1.8 million now. I'm pretty short. $12 blinds, low jack. I have to open this hand.
60.
60,000.
Hijack is thinking. If he 3-bets me, I'm gonna have to fold. Adrian defends, the other Spanish player at the table. A flop that favors my range. I'm gonna have a high c-betting frequency. I have 10 blinds. The pot is worth 5.5 blinds. This hand I'm checking. I think I need to have a few checks. Very high c-betting frequency on the flop, but a few checks, I'm fine with it. And this combo suffers a lot against a check raise all in. He has a lot of equity. Turn 2, which brings in a double flush draw. He bets 1/3. Against this bet, I think I have to call. He has a lot of draws worse than queen high, and he's giving me a good price. I'm in position. On some rivers, I can connect, bluff on others. I don't think I can fold against this sizing. If he had bet bigger, yeah, I would fold, but against this sizing, I have to call. Ugh, river 7, it's bad. It connects with quite a few of his bluffs. SPR of 1, more or less, in a pot at 265. I have 255 left behind. He's grabbing chips. Oh, that's weird. He bets small, he doesn't put me all in, that's strange. The standard here is that on the river we only have one sizing and it's all in. He decides to bet 60%. I can't call with my hand, but I think he doesn't have anything. Could I go all in? It's only 100,000 more. It might be crazy to go all in here, but my instinct is telling me he doesn't have anything. He might have a 10 that he doesn't want to go all in with. I don't think he'd fold for 100,000 more, I don't know. I think he might be bluffing. I'm going to fold. It's the worst hand in my range. I'm not completely sure either. I'm going to fold, but it doesn't seem bad to me to jam on the river.
Necesitas todo el masaje ahora, ¿no? Ahora necesitas todo el masaje. Dale, amigo. Esto es largo. Esto es largo.
Sin sentido.
Ya.
CP2 que no sé si lo folió. ¿Tres CP2?
La J.
Todo lo peor y...
Papa also takes a huge bad beat and is now very short. It hasn't been good hours for me and my friend. $8.5 blinds, deuces. It's all in.
All in.
That is all in.
255.
I want everyone to fold, but oh well, if I get called, I have equity. Let's see if they call me. Ugh, middle position calls, that's bad news. It's the first player on the left. He has a strong range. I hope he has ace-king, ace-queen, something like that. Nope, 7-7, not cool. I'm going to need to hit a 2. Now I'm the one who only has a 20% chance to win. A 2, or this main event will be over for me. Bad flop. Only a 2 will help me. The 2 often comes. I'm going to ask for it with a rhyme. A queen, an 8. 8 factorial. Only a 2 works. I hope it comes on the river.
Hola, guys. Suerte, amigo.
Today wasn't my day. Very unfortunate day. I think I played pretty well today. I got unlucky to lose ace-ace against ace-king, which was a huge pot, and unlucky to run into aces with kings. Even though I was able to save a big part of my stack, I still lost quite a few chips there too.
Okay, sounds good. Adrian, can I bring you here real
Yeah,
quick?
sure. Where?
Just right over there by
Okay,
that.
no problem.
That's great. Thank you. Stand on that tee. Thank you very much.
They're interviewing me at the end of the day. My tournament is over, and they want to know my impressions.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, yeah.
Have you seen that yet? That he had aces when you folded?
Yeah.
You're. Got it. Thank you. Adrian Mateos, you know the topic of this first question already. The aces versus the ace-king suited. You've been through a lot in your career. All things considered, does that stand out to you as perhaps the worst bad beat that you've taken?
Could be one of the worst bad beats for sure, especially in this tournament. It's special. Something that I wanted to feel is the brand, the main event. Today, day 5 was close. Still a lot of people left. But yeah, I mean, it's a huge spot, and of course, but I think I played the hand great and just unlucky, and that's how poker works.
Do you think that's one that will perhaps stick with you for a while?
I mean, I will remember for sure. I hope I will have more dear brands maybe next year or in the next years. Let's see if I can finish in a better position this time.
You mentioned this tournament being special.
Yeah.
You saw the fold of the kings to the aces. Did you feel pretty locked in, pretty dialed in today?
Yeah, I feel like super focused. I think I probably played my best tournament ever, if not the best. I mean, probably the best. And during all the days, all my reads going on point and everything going super smooth and winning every hand. But that's poker, 2 hands like kings against aces and then aces against kings. And the dream is over. The only thing is to keep focused in the next tournaments, in the next hands, and try to play my best hand by hand, and I think it's the only thing I can control, and that's my plan.
And that's the game we all know and love and even hate.
Yeah, we love it. When we run good, we love it. When we run bad, it's a little bit sad, but what it is. And this is why all the spectators, myself included, love this game.
We hope you run better in the next one. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again. That's sorry about all. But yeah, I know you. Yeah.
What can I do?
What can you do?
Yeah. See you.
Again, the usual questions. It was tough. But oh well, that's how tournaments are. It's not pleasant at all to be eliminated this way, let's be honest, but there's nothing we can do.
Hello.
Part's fine.
I'm focusing on the next tournament. This game is like that, and you have to be mentally tough.
Adrian, you're on 7.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do I need the ticket or no?
I give you a ticket.
Do you give me? Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
Sorry, hi.
I'm happy with how I've played all these days. All the days went really well. Everything was smooth, and within half an hour and 2 hands, everything went wrong, but it's okay. We have to keep going. There will be many more tournaments. If all goes well, I'm going to keep playing this main event for several more years, and I hope to get further in the future.
A 317th place finish from 10,112 entries and a prize of $45,000, 4.5 times the buy-in price. That, in purely financial terms, is your main event wrap-up, Adrian. But those numbers don't tell the real story. They don't say anything of your formidable 5-day journey or of the incredible work you put in on camera over 12 consecutive episodes. This elimination and the setbacks you suffered at the end of the game do not call into question this certainty. You are one of the best players in the world today. It's a huge disappointment, but the memories will remain with you forever. As you said, your time will come on the main event. In the meantime, for you, for us, it's time to move on. Our expedition in Las Vegas isn't over yet. We'll be back very soon with one of your teammates for a new challenge at another prestigious World Championship tournament in the next episode of Inside the Mind of a Pro.